Hey
Hey
guys!
guys, how's it going? We just wanted to check in with you and let you know we've been here in Florida for a couple weeks now. The other day we went up to St. Augustine and met up with some friends. We did do a little bit of filming, which we will be sharing with you, but we tried to really just be in the moment and enjoy the time with our friends. So we didn't do as much as we had initially planned, but we wanted to just kind of talk a little bit about how much there is to see and do there. So, St. Augustine is the oldest city in the United States and has so much history. You can go there, you could probably spend a couple days there
Oh, for
actually,
sure.
and still not even do everything and see everything. They have ghost tours, boat tours, a hop on and off trolley. There's a beach, lighthouse, Anastasia State Park,
Yep.
St. George Street, which we primarily walked around. There's tons of shops, restaurants, just so many things to see and do. And it really is a fun time. And we are outside right now in Florida, and this is so classic Florida. We came outside and it looked pretty nice. And just that fast, a little tiny dark cloud rolled over us, and now we're getting rained on.
Yeah, a
But
little
it's
pop-up
Florida.
shower.
Little pop-up shower. What can you do? Anyway, it's just funny. So we ended up walking around the fort, and we've done this before. But this time it was a little bit different because of the government shutdown. So some of the things that they would normally be doing, they aren't doing at this time. And we'll share a little bit more about that in the video. But really and truly, if you're ever in the area, go visit St. Augustine. It is absolutely worth it. And with all the different tours and things that you can do, check out Groupon because oftentimes they have really good deals and pricing for stuff like that, especially for anyone else who's on a budget like the rest of us.
Yes.
It's totally worth checking that out.
Yeah. And there's a ton of stuff to do. Even if you have kids, there's stuff that's kid-friendly. If you don't have kids and, just a couple of adults, there's good bars and places to grab a drink, great food. So don't think because you have kids or something, just take them out to the beach. There's stuff to do for all ages in St. Augustine. So it's very cool. And kind of like a history lesson for the kids and yourselves as you walk around and read all these stuff
Absolutely.
about all these old
Yeah.
places there in the oldest city in America.
Yeah, and it's really cool because Flagler College, which originally was a really fancy hotel, is where our girlfriend went to college. So she was able to give us a little history on that we probably wouldn't have gotten from reading, the signs and stuff. So that was cool. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is we went on a Sunday. So weekends are probably typically a little bit more busy. We got there in the morning and it wasn't too crazy. As the day progressed, it did get much more busier. But here's the fun thing. As the evening starts, there's music on almost every corner, different music. So you're over here listening to one kind of music, you walk around the corner, something else is over here. It just is so much fun. And we really, really can't stress enough how much or how you should go visit there if you're in the area.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, our third or fourth time to St. Augustine. And usually
Yeah.
we just go down for little day trips here and there, like when we lived up in Jacksonville. And we still have not done everything that you could do there.
No. And if you're wondering, there's a big parking garage. It has like a over 8-foot clearance. So big tow rigs, big trucks, you can fit in there easy. So there is plenty of parking. Like I said, probably get there early before noon and you'll have no problem. We just went up towards the top levels and there was tons of parking spaces.
Yeah.
So no matter the size of your vehicle, you can go. I wouldn't suggest driving your dually or your 2500 around St. Augustine in the small streets. There are some small old brick-lined roads that
Not
get
so
pretty
friendly.
tight, but
Yeah.
it's totally fine. Just drive right to the parking garage and then walk around and you'll be good.
And we love a place that has a parking garage. It is hard. The bigger vehicles that you have when you tow a rig, it a little harder to park in older, smaller cities. So we avoid that at all costs if there is a parking garage or a larger lot kind of, away from the main area. I will say it was $20 to park in that garage for the day, but I did see a sign that if you arrive after 5 p.m., I think they only charge you $5. So it's a very discounted rate. So if you were just going there after 5 to go to dinner or something, you could still park there. And the one thing I love about it too, for those of you who are like me and after driving a couple hours, you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom as soon as I get there. They have a huge facility, like I don't even know if it was like a welcome center
It's
or
like
what
a
it was.
visitor center or
Yeah,
information center, something like that, right outside of the parking garage.
right outside of the thing. I was like, yes, this is awesome. So anyway, that's just a little tidbit for people who have bigger vehicles that they're driving around that we had absolutely no problem in it. And they do have a sign outside, like a digital sign showing how many spots are available,
Yes.
which also we really love. Is there anything else you wanted to share?
I think that's it. I mean, it's just a great day trip. Even if you schedule 2 days there, you're not going to be disappointed with the things you can do. And we talked about all those things, and you can also, there's kayaking you can do, probably paddle boarding in places we didn't even look into that, but I guarantee you there's spots you can do all that
Probably,
stuff.
yeah.
There's stuff for all ages in St. Augustine.
Yeah. And then the rain is coming more again.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of coming hard now.
we are going to say goodbye for now. Stay tuned for our video, our filming that we did while we were walking around. All right. See you later.
Bye.
Flagler College is absolutely stunning. It was built in the 1880s by Henry Flagler as Ponce de Leon, one of the most luxurious hotels of its time. After the hotel closed, the historic building was repurposed in 1968 to become a private liberal arts college named after Flagler. The architecture is Spanish Renaissance style with red tiled roofs, grand archways, and incredible detail. The lobby is just breathtaking. It's filled with hand-painted murals, marble columns, and Tiffany stained glass windows. It really feels like stepping back in time as soon as you walk in. As we wandered around the grounds, we were blown away by how beautiful everything is. The courtyard is peaceful and perfectly kept, and every corner has some little historic detail that catches your eye. It's amazing to think students actually go to class here. It's like living inside a piece of history. Right across the street from Flagler College is the Leitner Museum, and it is just as stunning. An iconic building at the heart of historic St. Augustine with a rich history dating back to its opening in 1888 as the Grand Hotel Alcazar. The museum offers an immersive experience of art, architecture, history, and design. This historic venue has been the premier choice for weddings and celebrations for years, which it's easy to see why. It's full of history and beauty. Castillo de San Marcos, built between 1672 and 1695, is the oldest masonry fort in the continental United States. What's really cool is that the fort is made of a stone called coquina, a unique and durable limestone formed from compressed seashells, and it actually absorbed the impact of cannonballs without shattering. That made the walls surprisingly strong for the time. Today, it's a national monument managed by the National Park Service. And typically, one of the best parts about visiting is the park rangers and volunteers. They're super knowledgeable and friendly, and they bring the history to life. You can watch live demonstrations like historic weapons firings or reenactments where they show how soldiers lived and defended the fort. Unfortunately, these services are currently unavailable during the government shutdown, but it is still worth taking the time to walk around the fort and learn a little about its history.
Yeah, so they would heat up the cannonballs to like 1500 degrees there, then they'd bring them over to these cannons. Then they would fire them off and it would set enemy ships on fire.
Dang, that's
If we
interesting.
look to the right there, we got the drawbridge going up.
Oh, cool. And just like that, drawbridge closing. It was such a cool day.
Yeah, very good day. Great weather. It was sunny the whole day, breezy off the water, so it was a nice, like 77 degrees with a nice breeze. It felt great.
Yeah, the one thing is we have really been struggling with the weather since we've been here. There has been, I feel like, an insane amount of rain
A lot of
since
rain.
we got here, and it has kept us from being able to do a lot of things. Initially, we were actually going to go meet our friends at Volano Beach and have a picnic and play games on the beach and do that whole thing, but they have these king tides right now, so that kind of limited what we could do. So we kind of shifted gears and decided just to come spend the day here in St. Augustine, and it was totally worth it. Hopefully next weekend, fingers crossed, we will get a clear day and there won't be a king tide issue, and then we can actually do Volano Beach. But we'll see how the weather
Yeah, we'll see how the
plays
weather
out.
helps us out with that. But very cool place down here. Great spots to eat and get drinks and snacks and desserts. This is the spot to come, is
Yeah.
St. Augustine.
Absolutely.